you got for me?
Shot in 2001 and needing reshoots for years, Havoc has finally been released on Netflix. After a drug deal gone wrong, a bruised detective must fight his way through the criminal underworld to rescue a politician's estranged son, unraveling a deep web of corruption and conspiracy that ensnares his entire city. Walker, a man who has made many mistakes and is looking for a chance to do something right and must confront the sins he has made. He teams up with a beat cop named Ellie, played by Jessie Muley, as they go on to search to find the son and battle against corrupt cops in the Triad. Now, I've actually been excited about this movie for quite a while. I'm a fan of Tom Hardy, and I've really enjoyed Gareth Evans' work. The Raid 1 and 2, obviously. Apostle was also a pretty good horror movie that came from Netflix, and then I enjoyed his segment in VHS 2 that he did with Timo, another Indonesian director. I think The Raid 1 and 2 are some of the best action movies ever made, not just from choreography standpoint, but I think they're well filmed. You know what? Yeah, let's brag about the choreography. Those are some of the best fight scenes ever made. They're so brutal, they're so quick, and they're so creative. It's almost like a rated R version of Jackie Chan. As someone who loves martial arts movies and has watched hundreds of them, I could very comfortable saying The Raid 1 and 2 are some of the best. So when you combine a director I really like with an actor I really like, and you basically make me wait for years for it, I get pretty hyped for a movie. And so now Havoc is finally out, and I've finally seen it, and I sadly have to say that I'm kind of mixed on it. The things that I will say I enjoyed is I think the performances are good. This movie is pretty well cast. Tom Hardy I think is one of the best actors right now. He can make some weird choices in performances, but honestly I think that just makes him even better sometimes. This is finally a movie where where his American accent sounds somewhat believable. I don't know if it's because he's trying to do a specific New York accent, and so he has more of a grasp on what to do instead of his just weird generic American accent he tries. But Tom Hardy's awesome. I think he does a really good job in this movie. I'm a fan of the corrupt asshole, not even necessarily corrupt, but the asshole renegade type of cop movies. So it was nice to kind of see a movie do that again. There's an actress in here that I don't really know that well, but I really liked her in this movie, Jessie Muley. She plays the beat cop that kind of teams up with his character. And then also you have Timothy Olyphant, who's always great, Forrest Whitaker, and then Luis Guzman has an appearance in this. And I didn't recognize her at first. UFC fighter Michelle Watterson is in this, and she is a badass. She is a standout of this movie. I don't want to give anything away, so when you see her kick ass, you're going to be pretty amazed, to be honest. Other than, the performances and stuff, the plot is, very stock. Cop has to, go search for someone before criminals kill him. But I think the movie gets pretty tense in a lot of scenes, and the action, I think, is quite the standout. The trailers seem to imply there was more hand-to-hand scenes, which is what Gareth Evans is known for. There's two. There's a good one in a club, and then there's a little one towards the end. It's mostly car chases and shootouts. When I get to the negatives, I'll kind of talk more about the car chases, but I think the shootouts are great. It does do something that I didn't like in the Raid, where when guns shoot, the screen gets all crazy and really CGI heavy gunshots and stuff like that. But the choreography is great, how it's shot is great. It has the shaky cam, but unlike most things with shaky cam, you can actually make it out, and you're feeling you're getting the perspective of someone who's there. So most shaky cam just literally feels the camera's just shaking for no reason. But the choreography's great. The action's fucking brutal, and the gunfights are really good. They're not John Wick level. These feel more dirty and desperate, if that makes any sense. John Wick is more professional and tactical. This is more people oh yeah, shit, we're trying to survive. The cabin shootout at the end is the standout of the film, I think. And I think the action scenes kind of make the movie worth watching. It just kind of sucks that like most of them happen in the second half. So if you're not really feeling the plot and you're waiting for the action, then like that's going to be a big issue. If I can go into negatives, honestly, my biggest problem with the movie is it's so digital. All the blood is fake, and I hate CGI blood. I get it. It makes things easy. Takes out like a lot of unnecessary work before shooting, because you know you got to put squibs in people, and then you have to like keep track of like the continuity and stuff. So I get it, but like it just looks so bad. It like this movie would have benefited a lot from having like actual blood. And then like I said earlier, like all the gunshots are clearly like digital, and then like I don't know what it is. It's like Gareth Evans wanted to make Sin City. Like a lot of anytime someone's in like a car, it turns into a cartoon practically. It's like so CGI, and like the car chases aren't bad per se. They're like shot like really tense. The camera's like all over the place, but it just looks so fake, and like it just makes it look like every other car chase, because all car chases like look fake now. And it's just when you look back at like the classic car chases like Bullet or French Connection, it's like a real car of like a real actor driving, and like movies really aren't able to beat that nowadays. It really took me out of the movie. I guess like he wanted this to have, it seems like he wanted us to have like more of like a comic book type of feel, or a video game type of feel. I've kind of joked that this movie is basically Gareth Evans making Max Payne, which is like Tom Hardy is not, I wouldn't say he's like close to a Max Payne XP, but this does like kind of have like the vibe of Max Payne, where it's like very like neo-noir. All the characters are assholes. You're not really rooting for anybody except maybe Ellie and I guess Walker, but and there's like a lot of like cool like slow motion shots and stuff like that. Even though he's probably trying to go for like a John Woo type of thing, it kind of feels like he's going more for Ringo Lam, because Ringo Lam was more into like the violent side of things, while John Woo is more into like the beauty side of things. But yeah, that has to be my major issue. And I guess like if you're not here for the action, you're here for like the, you know, the detective story. Like I said earlier, none of the characters are really likable. You're not really rooting for anybody except maybe Ellie, the beat cop. Everyone's kind of like, you know, an asshole, or like a criminal that doesn't regret their actions. There is like a big thing with Walker where like he's done a lot of bad, and now he seems to be kind of at the point to where it's like, okay, like I regret what I'm doing. I have to do something good with my life. And I think it's like really the only character arc in the story, and it's kind of just like not a big part of the movie at all. That being said, like with these issues keep me from calling the movie great, but the good things in the movie keep me from calling it bad. So it sits somewhere in the middle. On Letterboxd, I gave it 3.5 stars. So I enjoyed it, and like I watched the action scenes again today. I still really like them, but this is not really something that I'm gonna go back to anytime soon. Like maybe if I'm doing like a Tom Hardy marathon, I'll probably watch the action scenes before I watch, you know, the whole movie again. So I waited years for Havoc, finally came out, and I thought it was, I want to say meh. Meh is more dismissive. It's all right. Although it got me interested in watching Gareth Evans movies again, so maybe I'll watch The Raid 1 and 2. You know, maybe I'll finally watch Maritau. And then he made a show called Gangs of London, which I guess weirdly enough is like a kind of an adaptation of The Getaway, the PlayStation 2 video games. I watched a gunfight from that series, and I thought it was pretty good, so maybe I'll check out that series too. Anyways, if you are a big action guy or a Tom Hardy fan, I recommend checking the movie out. Just don't expect greatness.